Hello everyone, I greet in the name of God Almighty. My name is Apostle Silas, and today we have a very interesting video to react to, and this one says how Islam saved Western civilization, explained in 7 minutes. I believe that this is going to be a very interesting one, a very educative video. So if today happens to be the first time of you checking out my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Facebook and Instagram. And if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section and I'm going to check it out. So guys, before we get on to the video, I'm a theologian and I make this video not to discredit anyone's religion. This is basically for educational purposes, and I believe that at the end of this video we all are going to learn from it. So let's get on to the video and check out how Islam is able to save Western civilization. Okay, breaking news.
Hello everyone, I'm CJ Werleman. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below, and please help keep our show going and growing by supporting my journalism at patreon.com/CJWerleman. Now let's get into it. Western propaganda is a hell of a drug because it has you believing that Western civilization is responsible for all the cumulative technological advances that have given us computers, smartphones, modern forms of travel, and modern medicine. But did you know that none of these achievements were possible without the religion of Islam? I'm pretty sure you didn't, because nowhere in our official history books does it mention how the Arab Empire's love for science, technology, and knowledge saved Western civilization from the book-burning Roman Christian Empire. So in the remaining 5 minutes of this episode, I will explain how Islam saved Western civilization from itself. But first I must give credit where great credit is due, namely Dr. Roy Casagrande, who recently delivered a 2-hour presentation on this exact topic. Okay, we start with the year 285 BC, when Egyptians constructed the Great Library in Alexandria to collect and house all of the world's written information, making the Egyptian city the world's capital for knowledge and learning. Every conceivable piece of human knowledge was housed at the Great Library. Its sole purpose was to help the world advanced technologically, allowing scholars to build on the work of others who came before them. Eventually became home to 500,000 written texts and our earliest great human discoveries.
Eratosthenes not only realized the Earth was round, but calculated its circumference and diameter within a few miles of their actual size. Heron of Alexandria created the world's first steam engine over 1,000 years before it was finally reinvented during the Industrial Revolution.
The Great Library existed for 6 centuries, but in roughly 400 AD, the Christian Pope issued a decree to have the Great Library destroyed, because he feared science and knowledge would threaten the growth of Christianity and therefore the Roman Empire. This crime is said to have set human civilization back a full 1,000 years, having destroyed texts that pointed to the future of technological and scientific progress. But as good fortune would have it, human civilization gets a lucky break when the Persian Emperor Shapur the Great establishes his own Great Library, or what he calls the Great Academy of Gondeshapur, in what is Iran today.
In Gondeshapur, he builds an academy that will be the Persian equivalent to the Great Library. And he starts collecting books. He's having trouble getting Roman books because the Romans and the Persians hate each other so much, but he's having no trouble getting Chinese texts and Indian texts. And so he's adding those to the Persian knowledge. Lao Tzu, he gets Lao Tzu, one of the greatest philosophers in human history.
The Academy in Gondeshapur soon becomes a destination of refuge for scholars and scientists who fled persecution from the book-burning Roman Christian Empire in the 6th century, taking with them texts they had saved from the Great Library in Alexandria and later the Academy of Athens. 1 century later, in the year 632, the religion of Islam arrives on the Arab Peninsula, and within just a few decades, Prophet Muhammad, despite being outnumbered, out-resourced and undermanned, leads these Muslims to victory over the centuries-old Roman and Persian empires.
No way the Arabs should prevail. Within a few decades, they completely conquer the Persian Empire. It was 1,200 years old at that point. Can you imagine a 1,200-year-old empire? You can't comprehend it not being there.
In the period spanning roughly 80 years, from 632 to 711 AD, the Arab Empire reached from Pakistan to Spain, making it the largest empire the world has ever known. But contrary to Western propaganda, Muslims weren't forcibly converting populations by the sword. In fact, there were no recorded mass killings or genocides of non-Muslim populations under Arab Muslim rule, which made the Arab Empire uniquely peaceful and tranquil in comparison to all empires that had come before it. In fact, only 2% of the Arab Empire was Muslim, but it ruled over 60% of the world's Christian population. But what made the Arab Empire really stand out from the leaders of the Roman Christian Empire was that the Muslims were humble and intellectually honest in proactively seeking out knowledge and scientific understanding.
Those Arabs walked into Gondishapur after conquering it. And they turned to the Persians and they went, "What's that?" And the Persians go, "It's an academy." The Arabs go, "Cool, what is that?" They go, "It's a repository of all the knowledge of the world that we know of." And the Arabs go, "Show us." And the Persians go, "What choice do we have? Take them in." And the Arabs go, "Teach us." And the Persians go, "What choice do we have? We will."
Around about this time, a Muslim by the name of Al-Kindi comes along and builds on the works of the ancient philosophers that came before him, while also translating many of the Academy's books into Arabic from Greek, which suddenly gave Arabs access to these writings. This access paved the way for the greatest mathematical discovery in human history, when a man named Muhammad al-Khuzami started studying Hindu mathematics at the Academy in Gondeshapur.
Khwarizmi invents algebra and Arabic numerals. So the next time you're doing math, remember to thank al-Khwarizmi that you're not using an abacus to do Roman numerals, which are impossible. Really try. Set up Roman numerals, put a minus sign under it, and try and subtract Roman numerals from Roman numerals. You'll tear your hair out. Forget multiplication and division. Al-Khwarizmi creates a math system that you can work on.
Without algebra, there's no algorithm. And without algorithms, then there are no computers, smartphones, space travel, or social media. Which means YouTube and the CJ Werleman Show is made possible only because of the mathematical brilliance of a Persian Muslim from the 9th century. Pretty cool, huh? But hang on just a minute, because your mind is about to be really blown. You see, we Westerns have been led to believe that the Italian physicist Galileo Galilei established a scientific method in the 16th century. But Galileo's discoveries were built upon the works of a Muslim named Hassan al-Haytham, who wrote the Book of Optics a full 6 centuries before Galileo was born. It was al-Haytham who came up with the scientific method, or what is the process of establishing facts through testing and experimentation, which makes al-Haytham, a Muslim, the world's first scientist.
What I find so impressive about Ibn al-Haytham is how once he arrives at his mathematical theories, he then uses them to extend our knowledge of the real world. So, for instance, he used his new ideas about light to deduce that the Earth's atmosphere is of a finite thickness. And he even estimated what that thickness is.
Arab Muslims not only invented modern agriculture and modern plumbing, but also founded the coffee industry by bringing coffee beans from Ethiopia to Yemen and then planting them in the province of Yemen called, funnily enough, Mocha. But while Muslims were racking up these groundbreaking technological advances, the Spanish began conquering Muslim-controlled territory in Europe, and with it sabotaging the great scientific advances of the Arab Empire.
When the Spanish were conquering Spain from the Muslims, they kept encountering libraries. The popes kept issuing edicts to burn all the books, just like when they had burnt the Great Library and just when they shut down the Academy of Athens. They wanted to continue this. The thinking went, you only need one book, it's the Bible. Why are we doing this science stuff? We don't need this. What we need to do is purge the libraries of all these books that make me feel uncomfortable. Oh, no, that's now. Oh, wait, no, that was then too. It's so confusing how nothing changes.
Thankfully, however, a group of Christian monks defied the Pope's order to burn books by setting up an underground system to transport and keep safe critically important texts from falling into the hands of book-burning Christians. Many of these writings were kept safe by Muslims in Muslim-controlled lands. Eventually, Europe would emerge from its dark ages, but only after discovering the scientific and technological advances Muslims had enjoyed for centuries in the Middle East.
The Crusades end in 1291. After the Crusaders start coming back, they go, you know what we saw when we were there murdering all those Muslims and Jews? They had indoor plumbing and medicine and crop rotation. They're talking about things have gravity and that light has a finite speed and that the universe originates from a point of information. And the Italians go, oh wow, that's so cool. Let's do that here.
So there you have it. That's how we have today what some call Western civilization. Wrongly, we've been indoctrinated with the idea that standing in the way of Western technological and moral superiority is the backwards and repressive Eastern Hemisphere. But it's important to understand that Islamophobia is constructed on the fallacy that Islam is a superstitious and backwards belief system that holds the Muslim world back from moral and technological progress, when in fact it was European Christianity that tried to destroy mankind's most significant scientific discoveries. In other words, Islam saved Western civilization from destroying itself. Anyway, that's my time for today. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and we kindly ask you please support this endeavor by becoming a member of this show at patreon.com/CJWellman. We can't produce, sustain and grow this show without your help, and we offer exclusive benefits to those who do. But for now, good night, good morning, wherever you are, and stay blessed.
That's a very interesting video learning about this Islam saving the Western civilization. Of course, this video have exposed me to a lot. To it makes me to remember some of those things. Like, yeah, truth about it is I did not know that this Muhammad Al-Kazimi was one of the people that contribute when it comes to algebra, and then some of the scientific discovery, and then also agriculture. We could talk about, crop rotation and all that, which the Italians were able to learn from them to be able to save its civilization. One thing that they normally say is just a saying that if you want to hide something from an African, then put it in writing. I was thinking that this is just only applicable to an African, but it was also affecting the Europeans, because when you look at it according to the video, you realize that when the Arabs were trying to hide some of the things, they rather built knowledge, they built libraries, and then therefore they collect several forms of information that is going to benefit them, whereas the rest were busy engaging themselves in war and all those things, right? Yeah, whereas those people are building libraries, learning about history, about different people, different dispensations, some of the things they did do and all that, and was able to help them to be able to educate themselves and expose them to a lot of knowledge, to the point that the European have to be like, oh look, these people, we can actually learn this from them, we can learn crop rotation from them, we can do this, and it was able to benefit them. It's today I ever remember algebra, just like the video, and I didn't know that this is how it comes about. It's very interesting. Of course, I know that the Islam, should I say the Muslim, have really contributed a lot. And if we talk about some of the modern architecture today, we can still return back to the Arabian Peninsula. You could look at the kind of development that is being seen there. They have developed the place in such a way that everybody wants to go to vacation in that place to come and witness some of these things, you understand, that is currently happening in this world. And it's very interesting, you understand, here, witnessing some of these things happening. I just pray that may God continue to guide us, even though we know that all these things that we are seeing are as a sign of the last day. That's in according to what the prophecies of Prophet Muhammad, which says that the Bedouins shall compete in building tall buildings. All these things has come to pass and they are happening. So it is high time for us to what, to be very closer to our Maker, knowing fully well that what, the trumpet can sound anytime. And then when the trumpet sound, where will you find yourself? That's the question for me and you to ask ourselves. So guys, this is the end of my video. If you like my reaction, you should like, share and subscribe. And if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section and I'm going to check it out. So guys, you remain blessed and have a wonderful day.